Hello, hello. If you can see me on the replay, welcome. If you're not already familiar, I'm Heather from Hia Booktubes. Today is a paranormal romance TBR live because there are so many books on my Goodreads right now that I really didn't feel like doing an edited video. So this is the solution. But I'm just going to talk until it shows up on YouTube and people that are actually here can see. So we're just gonna keep doing this for now. But yeah, if you are not already familiar, I'm sure you are. The main purpose for this, or the main reason why it's scheduled for when it is because I'm helping to host the Love in the Night readathon in October, the 7th through the 13th. So it's that week. And so I wanted to, give you all my paranormal romance TBR ahead of that. So we are now on YouTube. So I will do a couple of quick disclaimers here. I want to get through the whole TBR pretty quickly for the replay value for anyone who's looking specifically for the TBR. And if you could and would, I would really appreciate it if you would be leaving me comments, like, specifically referencing the title of the book that you're talking about, and that way, once we are through the whole TBR, we can chat amongst ourselves, hopefully add to my TBR as I add to your TBR, which is the purpose of this live. But yeah, I will be looking at the comments a little bit, trying to make sure that nothing needs blocked or anything. But basically, we'll do the chat after I make it through all of these books. And I want to talk to you about it. So please let me know what title you're talking about. Okay. All right. I'm going to do my technological wizardry, which I'm sure will go so well. And we're going to get my Love in the Night Goodreads shelf up here. Like, I closed all of these tabs, so why are they showing? But it's fine. All right. Do you all see this? Let me check. It looks like you're seeing it. Okay. I do have you on my phone because I can't see you once I'm looking at this. All right. All right. Are you ready? I'm ready. Steph, who's in the comments, I'm very glad that she's here because fully half of these books are on here because of Steph. Including this one. So this is Bad Vampire, which is the first in a series, the Kat Mackenzie series by Lauren Dawes. This is supernatural investigators and vampires. And Tracy at Book Into Bookend also read this and read through like a bunch of the series during a reading slump. So that makes me want to read it even more. And I do know that there's not much, if any, romance in the first book, but I do think it grows. So that's on my TBR. It's actually one of the oldest books on my TBR. So if it doesn't get read for Love in the Night, it will get read in November. But that's there because of stuff. And then How to Fail at Avoiding an Alpha Demon. By the way, I forgot to say, I have started congestion this afternoon, so hopefully it is not going to affect this live at all, but we'll see. So anyways, if there's like a lot of interruption, I'm sorry. It couldn't be worse timing. But anyways, How to Fail at Avoiding an Alpha Demon by Liz E. Cooper. This is Omegaverse and Demon and Witch. Obviously is also well, not obviously maybe, but it's by a Black author, and I think it's Black Love. I can't really tell 100% from the illustrated cover and the size of the illustrated cover and my eyesight, but I think it might be Black Love. But yeah, I have never read from this author before. So I'm hoping to get to that one. The Alpha Bleak Isle, which is Dragonkin #1 by Catherine Moon. I thought this was Why Choose, but it is not. And each book is a standalone of its own couple. And this one I think is in Kindle Unlimited, whereas some of her series are not. So this might be a good one to start with. This is Omegaverse Dragons historical. And like I said, it's not Why Choose, even though this entire time I thought it was. Then I have How to Help a Hungry Werewolf by Charlotte Stein. Okay, all right. So I have an arc of this, and I have two mutuals who also had arcs who have not liked it, like, at all. At all. So I'm a little bit nervous, not gonna lie. I'm a little worried about it. It comes out October 1st, so it will be out before the Love in the Night readathon. But this is foreign best friends to enemies to lovers, kind of like bullying. And he's a werewolf and she's a witch, and they accidentally activate a do or die mating bond. So they have to have sex or they're gonna not make it. Yeah. So I thought it sounded great. I'm a little nervous. Won't lie to you. How bad can it be? I have read and liked one book by that author before. Then I have Desire in His Blood by Zoe Draven. This is vampire wings, aliens, marriage of convenience, forced marriage to pay off a debt type thing. Which honestly is a lot of my most favoritist tropes. I like Zoe Draven's writing. I read the first of their Horde King series and I liked it, but it did a couple things I didn't like, and I never have actually picked up another one, even though this has been on my radar for forever, and I'm just like bound and determined to at least try it. Like, if it's a DNF, that's fine, but we're not going to just delete it again. We're going to try it. And I've heard like amazing things about it, not from anyone like that I'm super close with, but from several people that I do follow. So I have kind of high expectations, I won't lie to you. Okay, I cannot remember if I DNF'd a book by this author before or not. Not sure, but this is that time I took down A Cult by Rebel Carter. This is another Black author. This one, she is the virgin sacrifice for a cult, but when they sacrifice her, the demon that they sacrifice her to is actually obsessed with her and is like the best demon husband ever and is so willing to get revenge on everyone who did this to her in the first place and will like do anything that she wants. And I love that dynamic, especially for demons. I guess because demons are so big and bad and dangersome and scary, I love when they are like simps, when they are obsessed and will do anything for their love interest. I kind of love that. I kind of do. So that's been on here for forever. Oh, also this one though. This would have purple on the cover and a moon on the cover for those prompts on the bingo board. So there's that, if you're looking for it. Then, Cold Hearted by Heather Guare. She's on the run. She goes to a small town in Alaska. Obviously, they're all like werewolves or something, and she doesn't know it, but he's the grumpy pilot slash werewolf. The reason why this is on my TBR is because on that one thread on Twitter where they were asking for Kindle Unlimited romances, and I was going through the comments, and whenever people did like comments of my favorite authors, the other authors that they mentioned in the same comment, I went and got a book from them and put it on my TBR. And this is one that was listed with Kate C. Wells. And so that is the reason why it has stayed on my TBR for the last few months. So it has really nothing to do with the book itself. It's actually more about the author and who the author was comped to. Okay, The Ancient Magus Bride is obviously a manga. My library has this, and this is one that Shay loves, and Shay is the creator of the readathon. But even more specifically, like, I know that Opal Reign's A Soul to Keep, the monsters in that series are based on like the same mythology as the Magus Bride, or this is the source, I'm not sure which, But because Shay does like it, I am interested in it. So one of the prompts is a manga or a graphic novel. So I have a couple of paranormal mangas on my TBR right now. Then I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend by Jessica Cage. I have DNF'd a book by this author before, so this is their second chance with me, personally. However, I'm pretty sure the one I DNF'd was very early in their writing journey, and this is obviously a 2024 release, so I'm hopeful that I will like this one more than that one. And what did I write about this one? I wrote myself a cheat sheet. Can you see this? I can't tell. I can't tell. Maybe you can. Because mine's like delayed. Oh, you can. All right. All right. We're on track, people. Anyways, what'd I say? I said black DNF before. Thank you so much, Heather. That is so much information. All right, so this is Black Love. It's by a Black author, so that's great. She accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. What more do you need? Nothing. Nothing more. Then I have Death's Obsession by Avina St. Graves. This is on my TBR because of Izzy at Happy for Now, who's a co-host of the readathon. She's trying to die, and death is the only thing keeping her alive. So, sign me up. Then Pheromone by C.M. Stunich. Okay, so this is alien romance. This is also why I choose. This was recommended to me in the Discord on Team Romance in the Amazing Readathon. I don't remember who recommended it to me, which is unfortunate, but I know it was there. And I read and liked a C.M. Stunich contemporary dark romance why I choose series, and in the third and final book of that there was something that was too far over the edge for me, and I ended up DNFing and not reading any of their books again. However, the person who recommended this to me did say it was not that dark, so I'm trusting them on that, and it's been on my TBR since then. Did I have anything else written about this? No, I did not. She's kidnapped by aliens. She's a human. She's kidnapped by aliens. Their pheromones are making her horny. So, sounds like a good time. But it is another, like, tentative. I'm worried about it. I'm a little scared. There's a few of those on here where I'm just not, like, the most sure about it. But that's fine. Like, if a lot of these are DNFs, that's fine. This paranormal TBR is out of control because I've just been holding everything for Love in the Night. So it's like way more of any one type of book than I would usually have on my TBR at the same time. I tend to delete. I get overwhelmed. I'm like, I'm not going to read 36 paranormal romances. Let's thin the herd a little bit. But I haven't been doing that because Love in the Night is coming, and Love in the Night is going to knock a bunch of these out. I believe in us. So anyways, moving on with our lives. Blood Moon by Jillian Graves. This has been on my radar since before this book even came out. And it came out in 2022. So honestly, I should either read this book or I should take it off of TBRs. Like, I should stop deleting it and bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? I really should. It's only 113 pages. I've never read a single page of Jillian Graves' books, and yet I have put their books on my TBRs multiple times. So I don't know what to tell you. This is a tall, over 6 foot, plus size witch and a vampire and a one-night stand. And again, it's a novella. Like, it's perfect for this type of readathon. So let's get our act together. Okay. Effie Campbell is the author of Burn For Me, which is coming out next week, which is the mafia romance with the mute hero and Stolen from the Wedding and Captive Captor and all these things that I want to read because of the spicy, not safe for work art that I saw. And then she also has a demon romance. which is on my TBR because of wanting to read that other book that's not out yet. So here we are. Could be terrible. I don't know. I have like 3 of their books on my TBR right now, which again tends to break my rules about that. But anywho, what is this about? Nobody knows. This is Heart of Wrath. All right, this demon killed her father. She gets locked up in like a psych ward, I think, because nobody believes her. And now it's like 5 years later, and he shows up and steals kisses from her. And it's a novella. I don't really know. It says there's like a dangerous game that she can't resist to play. I don't know. But I kind of really plan on reading Burn for Me when it comes out on the 30th, I think. So I guess by the time of Love in the Night, I'll know if I like their writing or not. But as of right now, I've just added all their stuff to my TBR. Okay, Bred by the Wolfman by Leon Riley. This is not that. Never mind. She's a surrogate, and so they meet for the breeding, and then she's actually his mate, but the way that the breeding program works, they only have each other's fake names. Like, it's supposed to be anonymous. He's not supposed to know who she is. So he's looking for her. I'm not really sure why this is on my TBR. I remember seeing some post or something about it, but I don't even, like, it's not on KU, it's not on my library, so am I gonna read it? No, not if none of those things happen. But for some reason, it has lived to fight another day, which is unusual. Okay, this is the one I thought that one was. In the Light of the Moon by Noelle Upton. This is a BIPOC author, and I saw the cover of the sequel to this book, which comes out at the end of September, I think, and I believe has a Indigenous, probably Native American, not 100% sure, hero, I think. So I was actually interested in that book, but it's not out yet. And then this one is the first book, so I put it on my TBR. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? This is a witch and I think a werewolf, and also I think they're at university together. That could be a lie. That part might not be true. Then I have the Soulless the Manga Volume 2. I did read the first one. I've obviously read this series as the actual novellas. This is an adaptation of the novellas. Give me 1 second while I drink some water from my throat. I try to not have like mouth sounds in my videos any more than necessary. Anyways, so I love the novels of this. I really liked the first volume of the manga, and so I would kind of like to continue. There's only 3 volumes of manga though, whereas there are 5, I think, original books. But I do want to read this at some point. Oh, Soulless, she's like a unique paranormal, so she takes the paranormalness out of other paranormals, and then you have werewolves and vampires. And like steampunk Victorian society. Getting On with the Gargoyles by Hazel Mack. This one is a small town. She finds the paranormal town. She finds like the map of it, and then she accidentally finds the town and somehow accidentally, completely unbeknownst to her, takes down the town's wards when she enters the town. So now like other people and things and evil can find the town, whereas it's always been protected. So now they're going to have to work together to try and save everything. So small town, gargoyles. Yes. Okay, Blood Kissed by Carrie Arthur. I think that this one on my TBR because of the paranormal discussion live show that I did with Steph at Novelty Corner, Sharonda at Sharonda Isadora, and Sarah at Sarah Evermotions. I think that's the full channel name. But I don't remember who from. But I think it was at that live. I want to say. I don't know. I think that this is like a urban fantasy type paranormal. You know, think Alona Andrews, Elena Singh, yada yada. You know what I'm saying. But why is this on here? I don't know. It's not going anywhere though. This is witch, werewolf, vampires, magic, and science go hand in hand. So, you know, I'm all caught up on Alona Andrews, so it'd be nice to have another urban fantasy that I liked. This I know is from that live because Sharonda recommended it to us. A Bite Full of Death by S.J. Stewart. She is half succubus, half reaper. And so I think because of that, anybody she touches dies. And she's been like stalking this guy and he's aware that she's stalking him. And then something happens where they like meet and he expects her to want to be with him and she turns him down because he knows that she's been stalking him, but she doesn't want to kill him. So, you know, I'm curious to see what it's about or how it goes because Sharonda said it was great, and I believe her. Then we have Dragon Called, which is by Kara Lockhart. I think that this was also from that live. Again, I could be lying. Steph, fact check me. Fact check me in the comments if you remember. I think that this is from them then, but this is a billionaire and a billionaire dragon. Do we need to know more? I don't really think that we do. I feel like that kind of tells you whether you're interested in it or not. And for me, I am interested in it, you know? All right, listen. Guild Hunter by Nalini Singh. Everybody has heard of this. I have heard of it a bajillion times. I've never read it. This is Angel's Blood, the first book. I have never read it because the couple of side changeling books by Nalini Singh, well, I recognized how well done they were and that they are great. They are not quite for me. And I don't know if that is just that series or her writing as a whole. So because of that, I have never actually picked this up. But I think that I should. If I DNF it, again, like that's fine. That at least like gives me answers that lets me know if this book is for me or not. But I can't just continue to have it on my radar and have it in the back of my mind that maybe at some point I'm going to want to read this book and just not do it. Like, I can't live like that. We gotta commit. And the only way to commit is we have to actually read this book because I don't think it's going away because I have deleted it off my TBR many times. It's gone on and off over the years and I have never read a page. So, need to do that. Okay, Shade's Embrace by Olivia Riley. This is the first book in the series. That the second book is the Prison Planet alien romance that I read this summer and absolutely loved. So obviously I want to go back and read the first book, but I didn't want to do it right away. They're like a black shiny bug-like alien is how I think. How I think that they're like described. I don't know. I picture them as shiny, like a beetle, you know? But anyways, that's why I want to read this one. Like, I don't even care about the synopsis, to be honest. It's because I really liked that second book a lot. Then I have A Wolf Steps in Blood by Tamara Jaree. This is sapphic and is it black romance? I don't know. It's by a black author and it is a wolf, a werewolf, and a witch. And, that's all I really needed to know. I'm willing to give it a shot. Then I have Blessed by the Cupid Distribution System by Robin Joe Margaret. This is the author of In the Care of Magic that I really loved earlier this year. I'm not 100% sure where this falls between fantasy and paranormal. It is Cupid. It is Valentine's Day. I don't know. I don't know exactly how this falls. Like, based on the clothing also on the front, I think it might be paranormal, but it's sapphic. Maybe Ace as well. Yeah, I want to read more by that author, and that's why it's on my TBR. Then I have Sweet Summer Serpentine, a monster romance by Rose Santoriello. Santoriello. That should not have been nearly as difficult as I just made it out to be, because it really didn't seem that hard, but here we are. So this one, both books in the series, again, it was the second book in the series that was coming out, and that's how I saw on Instagram, but both books in the series have disability / chronic illness, etc. rep in them, and that is one of the spots on the bingo board, so I wanted to make sure that I had something on my TBR with that. A lot of times, you maybe don't find out until you've read it, and then obviously they're in my recommendations, but not on my TBR. So I needed some on my TBR. So this is a snake man, and they're at the university, and she is a medicinal mage. Did I have anything else about this? What is this called? Sweet Summer Serpentine. No, that's it. That's all I know. So it's honestly specifically on there because of the disability representation. Then, Her Vicious Beast, The Beginning by E.P. Valley. This is a prequel novella for a Why Choose that Izzy is obsessed with and has gone Robin at Paperbacks and Planners in the chat, also obsessed with. It is, as I understand it, something that if you read this novella and you can't stop reading it, then the series is for you. If you don't like this novella, you aren't going to like the series. I have DNF'd this author before. However, that's because that series was specifically a fantasy midwife warrior series. So because of the midwifery, there was some graphic, traumatic birth scenes right in like the first chapter. And I was like, I'm out, actually. It's not for me. I don't want to do this. So I DNF'd that, but that was not based on the writing or anything like that. It was because of the obvious content of that series, and I didn't actually want it. So very willing to read something else by her. This is that something else. This prequel novella you can get for free by signing up for the author's newsletter, which is what I did. So, you don't need to buy it. It is free with the newsletter. So this is Why Choose. I think it's like prison academy, captive captor, locked in basement somewhere. I don't really know. Honestly, the things that Izzy has said about this have left me confused. However, intrigued. So that's what, I plan on doing. I thought I would have read this already, but I just keep putting it on TBRs and not actually reading it. So there's that. I think because I feel like if I start this novella, I feel like I'm going to really like it, and I'm going to want to read all the books back to back to back. And who has the time? Not me. I haven't had the time, so I haven't picked up this book, which I'll probably do enough anyways. Like, let's be serious. I probably don't need to plan my whole week around it, but I am. So for that reason specifically too, it might not be my first book of the readathon, because the readathon cannot just be me reading one series, Okay, Heart's Prisoner, Olivia Riley. This is the same author that did the Prison Planet alien romance that I already talked about. This is a different series though. What is this about? Heart's Prisoner. What did I write about this? Prisoner. I wrote prisoner. And behavioralist. So he is in like a top-notch security thing here on Earth. Like, they've captured him, and then she's supposed to, assess if he's a threat or not, I think. Obviously, he is, but not to her. All right, then we have Rescued by the Luxurian by Zoe Draven. This is a novella by Zoe Draven that I've heard some good things about, and so for that reason, it's on my TBR. Just in case I don't want to read the 500-page vampire alien, here is a novella. What did I say about this one? Oh, she is on like a cruise and crashes by herself on his private planet. His mating instincts are pricked, and they have to try and get her off the planet without actually acting on them. Why? I don't know. Why can't we just act on them? That 1 + 1 = 2 in my book, but apparently not in theirs. Moving on with their lives. Never Fall for a Dragon by Lily Glass. They are snowed in, trapped in a cabin, and she's his mate, and they, have a heat and an intense mating process and everything. So far, so good. She has no issues with this, except he is literally going to prison, and the laws mean that his mate would go with him. So she really doesn't want to be his mate before he goes to prison. So, I buy that. That makes sense to me. I have no idea where I saw that, how it got here, but it sounds fun, and I think it's a novella. All right, All the Rage We've Ever Lived. That title, I will not lie, scares me. I am not interested in All the Rage We've Ever Lived. I want to feel good while reading this. Anyways, this is by Carla Page. Never read this author before. Why is it on here? He's an alien. Oh, okay. This is actually a threesome. So they are alien gladiators, and she is a prize? Is a nurse that's supposed to be a gladiator? Honestly, unsure. I do have a thing for alien gladiators, though. They almost never work out. They're almost always low ratings or DNFs, but they continue to make it onto my TBR. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I know I have more books than this, so where are they? All right, The Orc Prince is another one from Izzy. This, again, I feel like is probably more fantasy than paranormal. I'm not real sure. I think this is by a Black or at least BIPOC author. The profile picture is just the book cover, so that tells us nothing. But anyways, she is I'm pretty sure that I'm talking about the correct book with this, but I could be lying. I could be wrong. Pretty sure that she is the human prince's wife, and that there's some abuse there, and she is not producing an heir because he's not trying to give her one, and then she escapes and goes to this orc instead. But honestly, that could be a completely different book. I am not real sure. I don't know. That could be a lie. I do know it's an orc and a human, so I like the idea of orc romance. Again, I almost never get an execution of it that I actually like or could recommend. Okay, Exterminatrix. This is by Bryn Weaver, who is the author of Blackbird and Butcher, and also the co-author of Morrow that I really enjoyed, which is contemporary dark romance. This is a monster novella. She kills monsters. He's a lizard man. Always a little bit questionable there. A little bit questionable. Could be bad. Could be really bad. Don't know. This I saw on someone's Instagram stories talking about how much they loved it. So I was like, oh, I know this author. I didn't know that they had anything paranormal. Let me add it. Rules of Redemption by T.A. White. 99.9% sure this is a Steph recommendation. What did I say about this? She's the key to a peace treaty. This is a sci-fi one. There's aliens. She's hiding some stuff. Who even knows what? Not me. I don't know. But I'm willing to find out. And I do know my library has this. So I already checked it out once. Didn't read it. Returned it. Still on the list. Outbride is a why choose a megaverse-ish. You must mate with us in order to continue the human race or our race. Unsure. Questionable. Why choose manga? This is volume 4. I have it from Izzy right now. She's really young. So, like, that can be a thing in manga. If you don't want that, don't pick it up because she's really young. Like, it's questionable. All right, Vampire Dormitory. I know nothing. This is manga that Izzy sent to me. I know Shay just read in the vlog I was watching, like volume 11. I don't know what this is about. I didn't read it either, I don't think. It's a vampire. I don't know. Go to Izzy or Shay if you want more information. It's a vampire manga at a school, I think. Then I had The Lion and the Thief by Emma Elizabeth. Again, this might fall more fantasy than paranormal. Not sure. It is sapphic. We have a what are they called? Manticore. We have a manticore, captain of the guard, and a thief. And then they have a romance. Beautiful. That's all I know. Sometimes things go on my TBR just because of the tropes. Sometimes it goes on there just because of the representation. Sometimes it goes on there just because of the author. Sometimes it is a combination of all those things, but not always. Okay. Beast in the Cage by Tammy Walsh. This is a gladiator. An alien gladiator book, and also like a prison. Maybe not even gladiator, maybe just prison. Well, it's alien fighters, so both. I think it's gladiator and prison. And she is like a sex slave type thing, but he offers to protect her or does protect her, but he doesn't know that she made a deal with the warden to have his baby against his will, and now she's falling in love with him and everything's going to be ruined. It could be really, really bad. It could be a quick DNF. It could be a problematic DNF. I have never read this author before. I am not endorsing it. I don't know. But it did say a lot of things that sometimes I like reading. So what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Then yesterday I found out that this book existed and I clicked and added it to the TBR as fast as my little fingers could. This is The Lazy Witch's Guide to Vampires and Villainy by Jessica Gaziella. If you are not an OG subscriber, you might not know my obsession with Jessica Gaziella because I feel like the last couple years I've talked about her quite a bit less just because I've read less and less of the subgenres that she typically writes in, should be romantic suspense and Motorcycle Club and stuff like that. But I do still read her from time to time and I still like her. That's an important note here. So when she posted on Instagram yesterday that she had this coming out like next week, I was like, yeah. All about that. I love this type of cover too. I just do. I just like it. Okay. She is a introverted witch and a brooding vampire tricks her and she's kidnapped and offered a deal. And there's a labyrinth. I don't care about the labyrinth part, but everything else sign me up. And so here we are. So I'm really excited about it, actually. Like, very excited. I was not expecting that. I do believe this is our last one. Like I said, I just added it yesterday, so there's that. I mean, how to do this. Oh, yeah. Nailed it. Technological advancement happening right before your eyes. So anyways, that is the end of the TBR portion. My voice and throat are not like thriving. So I probably won't chat too long, but you know, if you're on replay and that's all you were here for was the titles that I listed, that's them. So thank you so much for watching. And now we're going to scroll back through the comments and hopefully chat with you guys a little bit. And, you know, either you have hopefully helped me prioritize all the titles that I said, or maybe you got me a new one, you know? Maybe you gave me a recommendation. If you didn't, feel free to try to do that now. Live TBR. I just didn't want to edit it. To be completely honest here, that's why you're getting this. I am looking forward to it. I think that I will like Bad Vampire. I do. If not, so be it. But I think I will like it. Hello, Roger. I feel like I know other titles by Rebel Carter. Could I tell you what they are? No, but I definitely feel like I know something by her that's not this. I really like Heather Greer. Who was that? I don't remember, but I will make a note of it. Let me make a note of it. Also, let me get a cough drop. We're doing fine, folks. We're doing fine. All right, hold on. Let me write this down. I don't even know which one that was. However, I don't think I remember how it got on my TBR either. Yeah, well, apparently it was not very helpful. Cheat sheet told me very little. Hello, Deja. Hello, Elises. Hello, Marissa. I'm so glad you all are here. Daphne says Blood Moon was a fun time. It's really short. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want to hear. I've read Blood Kissed. Okay. Yes. 99% sure it was directly from you. And that's probably why. Urban Fantasy set in Australia. Yeah, that's why I added it to the TBR. Right there. You've heard great things about S.J. Stewart books. I don't think I've heard anything about them except for Sharonda mentioning it during that live. I don't think I know anything else or I've ever heard them. Dragon Called sounds familiar. It was us. It was us at the live. It was probably Sharonda or Sarah that told us. Angel's Blood. Angels and Vampires. That's true. I do know that. You are reading the Guild Hunters right now. I need to. You're the most recent saved. We could all be reading them together, just different books. Vicious Beast. We can all read this too. I'm so glad that your TBRs are growing. That is the point. Tamara's rewriting is so beautiful. Hold on, let me write that down too. Because I have spinner wheels. Oh, which I wanted to show you. I'm getting a commercial. I don't know if you all are. Oh, spinner wheels. Okay. Can you see that? Kind of. I have spinner wheels for the readathon. You are welcome to steal this as a free spin the wheel app, or like there's some on the computer and stuff. I have this one is the prompts. Oh no, this is just my prompts. So on this wheel I have things like a Blackoween roll or a Bookopoly roll, a pull pick, manga, friend pick, fall TBR, October TBR, anticipated release, or just anticipated book for the readathon. highest rated, lowest rated, oldest, newest TBR, just, whatever prompts you want. I think that's a very fun way to not lose interest as a mood reader. And then this one is tropes. So I've got witch, dragon, all of that. But then I also have like investigators, sapphic, forced proximity, forced marriage, stuff like that. So it doesn't have to actually be tropes. It's just the idea of I would theoretically have more than one of that category on my TBR, and then I'd pick out that. I have all the titles on the spinner wheel. And then I also have the bingo board as a spinner wheel and the scavenger hunt as a spinner wheel. So just if you want to steal that, I wanted to tell you now instead of just in my vlog, which you obviously won't see until the readathon's over. So it's not really the most helpful time to give you information. But I want to know which ones to prioritize. Okay, that is the Right Orc Prince book. I wouldn't be surprised if the abuse makes me DNF, to be honest. You should read a paranormal romance. It just takes one. Also, don't forget our group book is One Night, One Bite by Drea Anderson. Is a Black author. It's a Black love book. It's Black vampires. Fantastic. And it's a novella. So that would be a super easy one to hopefully like double up with Black Halloween with, etc. Rules of Redemption is a mystery source. Ray came by. That's all I need to know. Whatever I said, that's what it was. I'm really excited about the Jessica Gazzella one. Like way too many books. Way too many. Oh, okay. Heather Greer was the cold hard one. I am very, very hopeful about liking the author. I heard mostly about a summoned husband. What a fantastic title. Like, that makes me want to go find out what that book's about right now. Obsidian Feathers. I think I read this one. Is this the one that got deleted and then came back? Boom, 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 boom. Yes, I did read that one. I liked it. There were some things with the okay, well, according to my reading and my review, maybe I didn't like it as much. There are some things I had issue with. But I was also very readable. It was very readable. I was flying through that sucker, so definitely give it a shot. It might still be worth your time. And also I've seen some really high reviews for it, so there's that too. I'm going to read One Night, One Bite. You have a little list. Listen, everyone should have a smaller TBR than this. If your TBR for Love in the Night is larger than this, I fear for you. There's no way. There's no way I get to even half of these. And also, there's 0% chance that all of these books would not be DNFs for me. Like, you have to assume some of these are bad. Don't forget that, okay? Don't forget, this is not an endorsement. Some of these are probably really bad. Okay, you literally already have a summoned husband. Sitting there. Yeah. I mean, clearly when I tell you, you guys don't even understand the anxiety that this TBR is giving me, because I'm just like, I can't have this many. This is ridiculous. But also, I don't want to delete anything before 11 the night. Like, I want to give things a shot. I cannot just ignore my TBR. I delete. delete. It's like you were never here. And if you end up coming back, like, obviously it was meant to be. But yeah, that is it. I think we made it to the end of the comments. Thank you to all of you for keeping me company and watching this again. I know like it would have been better as a edited video, but hopefully just the fun of being together makes up for it a little bit. Hopefully my talking and stuff was okay with this sinus. Exactly. If I don't DNF so much during this readathon, then I've not met all my goals. I fully plan on DNFing a decent amount. A decent amount. Well, good. I'm glad that you liked it, stuff. Hopefully on other nights it'll be a little bit easier. But that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Whether you participate in Love in the Night or not, obviously, if you're watching this, you must like paranormal romance on some level. So I hope you got some sort of recommendation. And based on the things that you saw here that make me add books to my TBR, let me know if you have any recommendations for me, despite the fact that I definitely don't need to add any more. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.